On this episode of Green Eggs and Ham, we're coming to you from the back of the garage, or the front of the garage, depending on how you look at it. We're going to do a trailer tongue renovation today. As part of our trailer tongue renovation, we're going to be installing two components. The first is a Lippert electric tongue jack, or a power tongue jack, and the second is a jacket bike rack, also by Lippert. We'll begin by unboxing just to make sure we have the parts and understand the instructions, and then we'll go from there. First, a little background. We're going to be camping for a week at Hillsborough River State Park, and I have been really wanting to have bicycles while camping. That spurred me looking at various tongue jack configurations and bike rack options, because we can't really put anything on the back of the car or the back of the camper. If we put stuff on the back of the car, then you can't get into the back lift gate, which is a problem with the 70-pound chocolate lab. And if we put it on the back of the camper, that means welding and all sorts of bracing and just other challenges. Plus, you can't see the bikes back there, so you don't know what's happening. We've already had one incident where we lost a towing mirror and didn't even realize it till we got home. The first thing we're going to do is unbox both of them to make sure we have all the parts and the instructions. The first thing we need to do is remove the old tongue jack and throw in the trash. After removing the tongue, take a wire brush and clean off any excess rust or dirt from the tongue, and then test fit the bolts. Next, put the tongue jack into the hole on the jacket, then insert the whole unit onto the tongue. From there, you can tighten the bolts. What I did was work around the tongue, tightening the bolts a little bit each way until I got them fully tightened. Now that we've got it on the trailer, we need to do some wiring so that the thing will actually work. And unfortunately, they just gave us a wire with no end on it. I have a feeling that's just so that it's flexible and that you don't need to worry about trying to cut an eye off if one's on there, etc. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put an eye on here. We're going to make sure that it connects to the output of my power shutoff switch that's on the battery. It's the red thing there. That is going to allow me to turn the power off when we're not using the trailer, and cuts power to the jack as well. So before I do anything, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to wire it. I'm going to run the wire up through the tongue. So I'll be right back. Alright, now that we have the wiring rung along the tongue of the trailer and tied up with the rest of the wires, we can go ahead and add it to the positive side of the battery. I've got my power shutoff switch turned off. First thing is to make sure that the terminal is big enough, and it's not. Now we've got a 3/8 inch terminal. This may be too big. Well, I think it'll fit. It'll work. And a 1/4 inch wrench. As you can tell, I have a lot of stuff on this terminal. I have my solar charge kit and a few other things. So this is going to fit right over just like that, and that's where my wire will go. I don't think I have anything smaller. See, that's a bit big. So that's what we're going to use. And we're just going to do a crimp. Logic says we should solder. You can tell that the crimper's got a gauge for the type of wire. So here's my red from the trailer hitch. Just gonna roll this on like this. Make sure we have all of these strands together. Purists will say that you need to solder. Okay, there we go. Go. So now like that. If we do anything, we'll put the foot on. Alright, so the first test is the light, and it's on, and now we try the foot.
Working? Oh wow, I see it.
There it is, it works.
Sweet. Hey, good job, babe. Awesome. Good job. It looks like you got it done just before the rain, too.
Well, as we were getting things ready to rock here and get the bike rack put together, or the jacket put together, the skies opened up and it's been pouring ever since. So I've been running between the raindrops putting the rack together. We will go through that whole process in another part of the video when it's not raining. Welcome back. It's been a rainy and muggy day at the park. And since we were rained out on the install video of the jacket and the trailer tongue, I wanted to show you exactly what we've done here. So we've removed the old tongue jack, the manual one, and threw that in the trash. We inserted the Lippert power drive tongue jack into the jacket and then put it on the tongue. So all it is these 3 bolts. And what you're left with is this. It's kind of like a tower. And then you have the jacket. So this is called a stinger. This stinger goes into this top hitch like this. And there is a no sway bolt that's threaded on one side. With a cotter pin, and you can actually replace that cotter pin with a lock that has a 1/4 inch hasp or less. That stinger brings the bikes up and back to, I'm not sure what this upper piece is called, but we'll call it the Y. The Y fits in and also has a no sway bolt that's threaded for part of the way. You thread that on, tighten that up with a socket or a wrench until it doesn't turn anymore, and then put a cotter key in there. Same thing with the locks. Now the bike wing actually goes on with a cotter pin and just sits on top. It slides over the Y. And you put a cotter pin through there and away you go. Before you put on the bike wing, you want to slide on the pins, the cradles if you will. I call them pins, but they're really wheel cradles. The padding, and finally the wheel hooks. So the bikes will hang from these wheel hooks. Those also go on with a cotter key. And when you hang the bikes, you don't hang it from the frame, you hang it from the top of the wheels. The padding slides up and down the frame to allow you to put the bikes on there and protect the finish. And then you have these cradle pins that will allow you to rest the wheels. You use the rubber straps then to control sway and spin of the wheels. So there it is in a nutshell. The jacket and the electric tongue jack from Lippert Components Incorporated. We'll put another review up in a little while showing you just how we think these performed. So far, so good. When the bikes aren't on the rack, it makes a great dryer for towels, clothes, umbrellas, things of that nature. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Also, if you have comments or questions, use the comments below and I'll try to respond as quick as I can. If you want to be alerted when new videos come out, hit the subscribe button and then click on the little bell. Again, thanks for watching, and until next time, be safe and be well.